art students. Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another lesson. And this is the final drawing, the production, the final. This is how it's going to turn out anyway. So let me start out with something before we get into it, and I'll make it quick. My goal on this channel is basically to teach you guys how to draw with what I know. See, I never went to, art college or whatever. I taught myself to draw long before the internet and Photoshop and all of that stuff. So, I am not the perfect, I'm not this graduate master who can tell you every name of every muscle and how it looks. I'm just showing you what I have learned since I was a kid, because there are not too many channels out there that actually want to teach you. There are channels out there that will show you these pretty pictures that they did because they're great artists, but not too many people are out there wanting to teach you how to develop your skills to reach your goal. So this is my goal, is to help you to reach your goal the best way I can. Now, like I say, every line might not be perfect and connect, but I'm going to show you how you can get to this point and then maybe take that next step further if you choose, if you stay tuned and watch the videos. Okay, so that's my goal. This is why I do these videos, and I've been doing this for like about 3 years now, with over 300 and some videos up. If you go to my main page, you'll see all the different ones that I have. So yeah, my goal is to try to bless you so that you can get your blessing as you progress. All right, so as I say, this is the final product, and after this, you'll see the speed drawing of me doing this, and then after that, the speed drawing, you will see the lesson where I slow down and I try to teach you, I show you how I got to this process. All right, and I do that with all my action pose position drawings, which there is and there will be a link to it where it's just all action pose positions. So let's get on with the video. I talk a little too long. All right, let's go. so here we are. Let me adjust my colors again. And if you're new to the channel, the reason that I have these colors paper is so that my camera can focus. It has a problem with focusing. If my hands go in and out quickly and I'm moving, so I give it these colors to focus on. So yeah, this is the finished drawing here, and I'm going to attempt to show you how I did it. You know, again, I always like to give a little more twist to my drawings, but for some strange reason, that center line wants to kind of find its way to the center. So anyway, it's still a good drawing. So it was something I wanted to point out before I started showing you guys, but I can't remember what I wanted to point out about this drawing. So let's just go ahead and see if I can remaster this bad boy. And stop, Brian, stop, because as I say, you can do it until you make it better, or you can keep drawing until you mess it up. And you know, I'm not that venturous yet. So let me get a piece of paper, and last time I had to scramble for a piece of paper, so let me get one. That ain't it. All right, and attempt to find you some paper, and attempt to show you how I did this particular drawing. So let me move some junk out the way, some of my stuff. Pencil. All right, so the first thing I did in this was to try to get that curve line. It's kind of like the person could be coming out of water, it could be just jumping up to get a nice little punch, or you know, whatever it is. It could be a flying position, or you know, I like to see it as coming out of something, some rubble or something, and about to curve and fly off instead of like punching somebody at that curved angle. So first thing I did, like I said, I got to try to get that little curve going of where I was going to go. Then you put the torso in, and that was the thing, because with the legs down, I made the torso a little too big. So the foot went off, rookie mistake. And then you get your center line. So let's see if we can get that center line back a little bit more. Then because you have one arm up and one arm down, I put those collarbones at a hard angle. So this is the center. So one is going to go here and one is going to go way up because the arm is punching. So of course, you know, at the end of that collarbone is going to be those delts. So that delt is going to be right here. And that arm is going to come up from under that, but we'll get to that later. So we have this, and we have the chest. And because that one is pulling, that chest is going to be pulling up as well. Like that. Then I give it this here. This mountain, or the cave of wonders, the cave, okay? So of course from here, down here, you're gonna have that rib cage, just draw that fang. But we're getting into it too much, we're getting too much into it. So of course from the point here, you're gonna have that neck that comes out. So I'll just do the head there just for the time being. He's looking up because it's an upside. I could have had him looking down. He could have been looking down like, I'm flying away, and looking at you, not flying away. So of course that's going to be straight because that arm is going to come up here. The arm's going to have, I had that arm across the face. Okay, so that arm we're going to, that's why I was trying to get that curve. So let me switch to blue because my light or my glasses, one of the two, are really not clear enough. I don't know if it's the light or not. So anyway, arms, I'm going to keep saying arms and legs are simple. It's just cylinders, ovals. Then of course, you're going to have that lat. So this is going to come around out of the back of this. Let me get another color. This is going to come around. This is going to be the delt right here. The delt is going to like that. So if I drew that delt, it's going to be kind of like a mountain. Not a mountain, like shoulder pad, okay? Just like this. And this is going to be hollow inside here, but the arm is going to be tucked up in there. I'm going to draw that at a crazy angle. So the arm is going to be tucked up in there, And this is going to be the delt you see coming to the collarbone, coming to the shoulder. So the more you lift that arm up, the more, and this is going to go to the chest, like that. So, okay, you got one pec. There's the other pec right there. There's your neck coming from that V. So the more you lift this arm up, the more this little piece is going to go up too. And that arm is going to come right out from under there. Like that. Let me get my pin. It's going to be like that. And that collarbone is going to lift up as well. And that arm is going to come right out from under there. And you're going to get this little piece of that coming out and then going into the lats. So basically that collar, that delt is going to wrap around, and that arm is going to, that arm is going to come right out between there. So what was I doing? Back on this. It's going to come like that. Then of course, as I say, you're going to have those love handles, those oblique muscles. And because one leg is up, you're going to have one, this is stretched. This is stretched, it's going to be longer, and this is going to be shorter because that leg is up. But wherever this curve ends at, you're going to have that oblique right there, or love handle. So we're going to have this. It's going to curve around. This whole thing's going to curve around, and then you're going to have the, how the heck do you have that that oblique? Okay, it's round like this. Stop spitting on your paper, and then you're going to have the crotch come down here. Your crotch isn't. This is not going to come all the way down to the bottom of the crotch. This is kind of like maybe halfway, I guess. And stop spitting on your paper. Like that. So we're going to have that leg that comes out. And it's going to go around. Of course, your legs are not rounded, but you don't want to give that curve. You kind of have your legs. It's going in at an angle. So oval, circle for the knee, and then your triangle. Well, that will be a cone, and I could twist that in a little bit more. This is just a rough. So this one is just going to be you're going to cover up some of this. When I start talking, I'm thinking 2 steps ahead, so I'm thinking too fast, so I forget what I'm saying. The crotch. So we're going to have an oval here. Now, it depends on where you put that circle for your knee. Determines how far, and I keep putting this guy up. I don't know why I keep putting this guy up, because I tend to use him more. Come on down, buddy, come on down. It determines how much of this thigh right here you're going to use. And I keep forgetting to put this in the camera, because if it's down, it's going to be straight. If it's all the way up, you're not going to see any of the thigh or the top thigh or the side thigh. Depending on where you put this little piece of knee determines how much of that thigh you're going to see. All right, so first off, you start out with your oval, and then his knee is all the way down here. So you're going to see all of this there. And then, of course, you're going to see this back of this part right here, the calf. And it also determines, how much ever, whatever, you bend that leg. This is going to turn into what? It's going to be a perspective cone. I can't think of that name, so that just threw me all the way off. So we're going to have this, okay? This right here. This is my cone. That's because it's a cone, because it comes in. It comes in like a funnel. So depending on how much you bend that back up, you're going to see this. And the same thing with this. You're going to see less of this. Kind of like drawing a glass. Same thing, drawing a glass. And if I tilt it up more, you're going to see just this. If it was the opposite way, like this was the narrow part and this was the fat part, you would see this like this. If I shifted this circle down to the bottom, you would see this like that. You would see more of the top of the thigh. So yeah, that's why I say study your shapes. Study your shapes, and when you get that, you become a master. So how did I have this? Okay, so I have a little bit of showing, because I'll have my circle here. Let's do that red so you guys can see. So I have this here, and I have a little of that there going back. And then I put just a faint bit of the shin right there. So this is going to be the fat calf. This is going to be the shin. And then I put the foot in. like that. And of course, I did have this curved out a little bit more. So let me bring this in. Here's that center part of that muscle. So this one is going to be like this. It's going to curve in like that. So you see that crotch, because this leg is going to push this part of the crotch over a little bit, and because this is stretched out, you're going to see all of that crotch. This part, yeah. Remember, this is going to be long. This one's going to be short because he has that little bit of bend. And let's go with, let's erase this if possible. Am I still recording? Very good. So we're going to have this here. Have this knee. Of course, it's not going to be exactly that, but yeah, this knee, and then you're going to have a little piece of meat here. You're going to have this over here, and this here, and you have that little piece of meat from here, and it goes right into that shin bone. I believe that's the shin bone. So it kind of goes straight down, maybe give it a little curve. And then you have the calf, and you have the other part of the calf here. And then give it that turn, because it's going backwards kind of. And then the foot. Like that. Now, see, I could have brought this over, or I don't want to bring this in more. Could have curved this in a little bit more, but it's about showing you what's going on. And then because that's the thing I was thinking that I was going to tell you guys. Same like this. If you want this arm bent back, if you have this arm straight, of course, you know, you're going to see all of that bicep, tricep. If you want this arm to go back or that elbow to go back, you just see less of this. I have used my eraser on this red pencil within a couple of days, actually about 4 drawings. So you just, the less you want to see, the less that cylinder you want to show. And then I had that other arm kind of hanging down. And then the fists. And then when I ink this, I'll kind of show you what's going on with that. So this fist here, I think I had it out more, but it's going to be in a straight line. Remember, this is going to be straight. Unless I kind of cock it like that, it's going to kind of be straight. This, where the thumb is going to come out and over. So since the thumb is over here, we're going to do that. And I did this, I did a box. I turned it into a box and brought it in. And that's the easiest way to do a fist in the beginning, is do that box. And then I kind of screwed up. I forgot that the thumb, I knew that this piece went under, but I don't know. I think I was doing it from the top down like this instead of under and into the palm, which kind of screwed up. And that's why I looked at it. I'm like, what are you doing? I knew something was wrong at that point, but I couldn't figure it out. So that, then you have the palm, you have the other palm, you have the little crease in the palm and the other side. Two sides of one palm. And then you just do your fingers. 1, 2, 3 is my 4th one here. And you're going to tuck this one back and up. And then you have your crease right here. So that makes a small triangle. Because of this line, when I make this fist, you see how this one comes down and tucks up under, and it makes this little crease, which makes this little piece of a triangle here that goes out. You just kind of have to study hands. I still need to study hands more. And then, yeah, I'll get it right. Especially from certain angles. We all know how to draw a fist from the front, but when we start turning that fist over and over in other ways, it kind of gets strange. And I think the hard part right here was the face, because initially I didn't want it to be looking up, but I said I had to have it looking up. So what I did was pull his head up, get his head up more. So it's going to be coming out from behind the arm. You're still going to get that oval. It's going to be coming out from behind that arm, like I say. And then that neck is going to come here, showing that. So because that neck is going to come here, it's going to come straight up into that chin, pretty much. And then up. Well, since that face goes back more, I'll continue what I have here. And if you have a hard time, do a square. Square it off like this. It's hard for me to see that because I got a lot of glare. A lot of glare from my light. So it's going to be like this. You have this, and I'm not a good upper face angle drawer, but it makes it easy when you have your lines. So you have your oval, I have my chin here and here, this square, and this is going to go up. This is going to be my jawline, and the other one's going to come up here. You have a little bit of neck that goes down. Well, actually, the neck comes way out here. So you have this and this. Let's do it right, Brian. Show it right. That's a sorry eraser. So from here, as I say, find your eyes. What I did right here is I squared it off. I didn't round it off. I flattened it and brought it back. It makes it a lot easier. And then you can have this part here, and you have what's the other part of your chin. You have just a little bit of jaw on that side. Well, I'll ink it and make it a little better. And then I curve it here. And you're gonna have your neck. So I still had the center line. My nose is going to be the same way as my chin, like this. And then I brought it up and then right into that eyebrow. So since I can't see that good because of all the mess, let me ink it. Make it maybe a little easier. Get this guy out the way because my arm is sweating for some reason. I don't want to mess that up. And this is why I turn my light on, because it fights the glare from my overhead light. Hopefully, yeah, you can still see that. Okay, so we have this already. So we're going to do the chin. We got the chin like that. And that's going to be almost like a point. Okay, so you chop this off. It's going to get wider here. So I have my line here to where the eye is. I put that eye straight across. And then I have this part here, which gives me just a little bit over here, depending on the angle of the face. Depending on the angle of the face, you can actually chop all that out. So from here, we're going up, and my center line here, my nose is going to be the same way. It's going to be just like that too. This angle, like that. And then I bring it up, curve it here, and this is when I come down. I come out and down and out for that cheekbone and back in. And then that eye's got to fit there, so that eye is going to be more of a like this, like that. Not football shape, more up and down, more of a triangle shape, because you're looking at that ball and that skin that houses that ball at that angle. So you have that shape, and on this one you have more of your regular shape. If you draw the line straight up, this is where your eyes should start. You have more of your football shape here, depending on if you're not showing any emotion and you want your eye to be closed or open or however. And then I'll get my eyebrow. But what I did on this small one is, if you draw your eye, here's your eye, here's your eye. When you open and close your eye, when you close your eyes, you have all this skin that folds behind here when you open your eye. When you close it, it's like a Venetian blinds. So I did this little piece because if you look at your eye, you have some of that folded skin there, and that just makes it look better. And then it gives more detail to the eye, and then I have my eyebrow over top of that. And I didn't draw eyes. I don't draw eyes because when you get so small, my eye, one eye might be crooked from the other eye, and it screws up the whole picture. So I don't put the actual eyeball in there. So this here, from the nose under, your nose is going to be like this. How is it going to be? It's going to be like this. You have your nostrils, okay? You have your nostril. You have the other part of the nostril, and then you have your, I think they call it the wing, So you're going to have this little ball. This is like a little ball there, and then your nose comes up. This is why that shape. So what I'll do is I'll put the one nostril here and maybe a piece of a nostril there, and just put that little wing up just a tiny bit. I don't take the nose all the way. You can. I just kind of halfway, and then just right there. I leave that space like I did here. I put a little space in between. And then the mouth, which I put open, is just right below that, because this comes down. Where's my nose at? It comes down like this. You have the little piece, which is your philtrum, which shapes the mouth. That's why you have that little piece dip in your lip. Some are more pronounced than others. So I'll try to do a little one. And when you get to that small detail, that's when you kind of mess up because my hands are shaking. I'm like, oh, am I going to mess it up? And then I just kind of opened it and then gave the bottom lip. And I curved the bottom lip up just a little bit. Since that's so small and I'm really off the camera, what I do? I did this. This is my lip. And this is the bottom. And I curved it up just a little bit to show that you're facing more this side. And as I say, you bring the eye this and out the cheekbone and you bring it down like that. And the eye is going to be on this line here. And then that nose, that little nostril, that little piece of wing, and maybe some of this nostril, maybe some of that wing. And I just did the little angry line right there. Yeah. And then back, and then you can do your temple, but his hand is covering that. So, and then I believe, you know, what is that? The little jawbone thing. This is the jawbone. This little indentation. You know, most great artists or great inkers would just hatch a lot of lines in there just to cover that up because that's a big open space. So I did my teeth, just gritting just a little bit like that. So yeah, sorry I'm way over here, but I needed that light so that I can see. I would zoom in more, but it would just start to blur on you. It would just blur to death. And since I did this face already, I'm not really gonna do that face time-wise. So let me do a quick ink just out the way. I'm sweating because it's hot in this room for some strange reason. Okay, here's my chin. Up like that, going back. I'll go ahead and do it. Just basic do it. Come down, out, and then there. Here's my eye. Here's my other eye. Here's my nose. You can do just a dark triangle if it's small, and then my mouth. My neck, right there. So collarbone going into the delt. Got a little bit of shoulders there. This one piece, the chest goes up, and then collarbone. This is gonna go here and come out under there. There's an underarm piece here. This is gonna be a little closer because your lats come after these ribs. So if you take this and you go right down here, from here to here, and then kind of do like a little fang. These are your lats. Big thick muscles under here. So we have my cave here, cave of wonders. It's my rib cage. This is where my obliques fit. This is where the abs. This is going down into the crotch. The leg is going to come across a little bit. And here's my knee. Here's my calf. A little bit of the shin, the foot. The stretching it around. It's going to go behind some of that. My knee. A little piece there, a little piece here. It's inside. I don't know. Did I do it outside? I did. I messed that one up because it's inside like that. That's all right. You didn't see that. I did it on the outside. I shouldn't be showing you my mistakes. I did it on the outside. It's supposed to be on the inside. I saw that and something was like, because when I was drawing this, I think I had already did this part there, but it's on the inside. My bad. It's just like I did the thumb upside down. I don't know why. I don't know why. So now you guys know. If you see it, you're like, why did he put that line there? Yeah, that's a Brian thing. And then your foot. So yeah, this is simple because you're not going to show too much arm, and this is going to go down. And here's my fist. And doing that fist is you just do that box shape. Here's your thumb. Okay, here's your thumb. Your thumb curves up, and I just do that Y. It's like a Y, upside down Y. So that makes this finger knuckle, and it bends right into that, and it comes back out, and then you can have your second finger there, and then your thumb, your palm. Because if you look at your thumb and you look at in here, this makes that little Y shape. See that little Y shape right there, and it curves around it curves around to your thumb, and you can put a little bit of the front of the thumb on, which I don't, but it curves up and it makes that little Y. And you're always going to see this finger, and you're going to see a little bit of the second finger, the middle finger. You're always going to see this finger, and this finger usually sticks out a little bit more, and it's shorter. As you see, these kind of go into the line, and this one is higher. And I believe it's higher because it needs the room for that thumb to push up on. I don't know. I'm not God. I didn't create the hand, but I'm looks. So yeah. So come out here, and the thumb curves around, and just do that Y, and that kind of represents your finger. Now that's for if you're doing a far away hand. If you're doing a close up hand, you gotta put a little more detail to it. So my elbow is going to be right here, and it's going to have this little open space, and right here you're going to have your your triceps, and you're going to see a little bit of the bicep here, and this is going to kind of curve around. So you're going to see this because there's that bone. When you do that elbow, there's going to be that bone here, but that curves back around. You have this and then that. And let's see if I can do this hand. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, this one's going to stick out more and be shorter. This one's going to go longer. And then they come back at this kind of like angle there. This one's going to go up and curve in. The thumb is going to cover everything else, just a little square. You can have a little piece here, and then it comes up to that palm. And that other piece of the palm comes out, a little teeny piece of point there. And then I'll make that little wrist a little bigger. I would say that thumb is, that hand is a little big on the final drawing. But if you have too much, then you have, you put your ear there and your temple, and your head thing goes here, and you put a little bit of cheekbone here and some neck there, and your skull's back here, and all that would be shadow anyway, and this would be shadow, and this would be shadow. This whole thing could be shadow. Maybe down here in the crotch. Under here could be shadow. You just kind of like look and guess and see where you want to put your shadow at. I mean, this whole thing could be like shadow, but to me, kind of it's like a get over. Shadow under here, shadow under there. Your light is going to be, depending on where your light is. This could be shadow because it's going back. You get that indentation of your chest right there, and your separation of your chest and your delt. And of course, keep your abs round. The same way this is going around. This should be coming around. This is the second set is not gonna drop down. I usually just bring it like this, and then I may drop that other one down. So I got this first one, I'll bring the second one around like this, and then maybe drop that third one down like that. That way you have like nice, tight abs. And then I'll put like a diamond. I'm gonna over exaggerate right here between each one. And a half a diamond on the sides. And because what was that? This rib cage comes around like that, you're gonna get more shadow in this right here. And of course you have your serratus muscles. I think it's serratus anterior muscles or something. Because you're pulling on, you're pulling against your rib cage, so you're gonna see it more, it's gonna be more pronounced. And then those extra ones that come out, they go down like that. But I usually don't draw those, but now you know what we got going on. So it's all about looking at it, stacking the muscles on top of the muscles, and then keeping that twist. And now you know how I do my abs. I put my little triangles, diamonds or diamonds, and triangles on the sides. And then your obliques make a big part of the body, because once you, let's see if this guy, he has no obliques. Once you crunch like this, let's show you this. Once you twist over, this and this come closer, whereas this part stretches out, same thing, it crunches over. So that's got a lot to do with movement, and then your turn and twist of your, that part, torso. Yeah, and that's how you get a more dynamic drawing, by just remembering the torso twist and what your obliques are going to look like. So, anatomy lesson is over. This is the final product. Straighten my board up. Presentation now. And then take my man out, throw my pens there like I'm a real artist, and my eraser like, oh, I didn't make no mistakes, I didn't need that. So that's gonna be it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you have subscribed, please like all my videos so I can get more attention from YouTube and sponsors, and I can start making money and do this stuff full time. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. For those who commented, and thanks for coming back. All right, see you guys later.